Hello everyone, it's Amy, and I just needed to make some painty papers. So because I want to make some flowers for tomorrow's project. And so I just have some envelopes here, security envelopes that we got mail in. You know, your bills and stuff come with these security envelopes. And they have these really cool patterns on them. And so I have like 3 different patterns. And one is just kind of a solid gray color. But so I just like cut those up and cut off like where the glue was on the envelope. I cut that off because I don't want that in my project and I don't want to waste my paint painting that paper. So I just got all of the flat pieces and I want to make like some little butterflies. So I kept this little piece right here because I figured that's big enough to make a butterfly on. And I just grabbed out my paints and I'm just going to paint. And I thought you might want to play along. So I am just going to put some paint out. I got my brushes and I have some sponges and I have some for the end here. Whoops, just threw that across the room. For the end, I just have some different like lids from shampoo and hairspray and that type of thing to make some marks at the end. And I didn't get anything to get that out with. Let's see. Oh, here's a little pair of scissors. Just get myself some cardboard here. But yeah, I just thought that you might want to play along this morning. So we had company this weekend. My brother's daughter and her husband and kids came up, and my sister's son and his girlfriend came up. And so we had a good time. It was really nice. Grandpa really enjoys it when the grandkids come up. Or as you know him, I should say Papa enjoys it. So it was very nice for him. That's really thick. I might need to put a little water in that here shortly. And I'm just... Sorry, my phone was saying something. I hope it's still recording. Looks like it. But... So I just thought I'd just play and get some color on the paper so that I'll have some colored paper to make flowers with and make butterflies with. And I think I'm going to make those today so that I have them ready for tomorrow, so that I can take my project right from start to finish. But I know that some of you are having a problem finding the glitter paints. And I don't, they're like a gel. They're very odd, but they go on your paper really cool. I noticed at my Dollar Tree when I went just last week, I noticed that they had them back in stock. So yours might have them now too if you had a problem finding them. And in this series, if I say we're going to make something that you don't want to make, you may want to still try, if you can, to pick up the items for that week, because I continually use the items that we've already purchased to make other projects. So, you know, if you say, well, I don't want to make that, but like when I made the Rolodex envelope, or the Rolodex envelope, when I made the accordion file folder envelope, you might have thought, well, I really don't want to make one of those. But the thing is that the string that we bought for that we'll be using tomorrow as the hanger for our pin file, our like a cork board, but we're going to make it out of cardboard. And so if you didn't pick up the string because you didn't want to make the accordion folder, then you won't have the string for the project tomorrow. So, you know, just kind of a little FYI that, you know, that the products that we buy throughout this time period get used later on also. So you might want to have those at hand. But if you've already got, you know, you don't have to buy, if you have string or if you have paintbrushes or whatever, whenever something comes up on the list, if you already have it, then by all means don't buy it again. And nothing ever has to be the same as what I purchase, just the same type of items. Just get a little bit of blue on everything, then we'll go. And I also saved my little, whatever you call it, the windows from the envelopes, because I want to see how those paint and how they dry, because I think that will be kind of cool. Kind of look like look a little bit like stained glass maybe, but we'll find out because I haven't tried that before. And since I've got the blue already on my brush, I'm gonna put some of the blue glitter on before I clean my brush. But yeah, so we had a very nice time with everybody up this weekend. It always seems to get very busy when that many people are here. We're not really used to having company, so it's different when you do have company. And hubby's back to work today, so it's just a nice quiet day. I have laundry and things to do, but I decided to do this instead, for right now anyways. I'll get the laundry done today, later. It's not going anywhere. It would be nice if the Magic Laundry Fairy just came and did the laundry. But I haven't met the Magic Laundry Fairy yet. And this is a little bit streaky on there. It might help if it was watered down a little bit. I think that a wetter paint would work better. And I think I've got all my glitter now. So I'm going to paint these and let them dry, and then I'm going to just cut some little flower templates. I'll draw it on here and cut them out. Oh, and if I get a chance, I'll show you. I had a little happy accident. I was trying to make something that looked kind of like stained glass. And it didn't work the way that I thought it was going to, but it turned out really, really neat. And so if I get a chance at the end of the video, I'll show you how that turned out. Because I love the way it turned out. There we go. Get this on here and kind of turn that blue purple. That looks nice. Now this is a little more watered down, so we'll see how that goes on the plastic. So, all right, I'm going to stop this right here for just a second and go get all my other colors on the paper, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. And I finished painting all my papers and putting the glitter paint on top. And a bunch of them I have already put my water glue on. And I just kind of wanted to show you how the background of the, this was the one that was just kind of solid gray. It's hard to see, but you can see that texture back there. I'll just put those aside. Here's the one with the little hash marks on it. And it shows up better through the lighter colors than it does the darker colors, but it's still there and looks really cool. So, and that's from using the security envelopes. I just have a couple more here still left to do. And these are the envelope windows that were on the envelope. So, and then I just put a little bit of black and white paint on them to give them some interest. They're going to be cut up into flowers and butterflies, but oops. But I probably won't use all of them, so I just figured that I would go ahead and get some little doodles on there on all of them. So, and then I'm going to see, I'm not sure how this water glue is going to work with the windows. The paint did okay. I thought the paint would actually cover more than it did. So I'm not sure if the water glue is going to pull the paint off or not. Try and uncurl my paper up there. It wanted to curl. So we're going to find out what this does. And I think if I don't go over it too much, there we go, we'll call that good. So long as I don't go over it and over it and over it, the paint stayed, so that's good. And I'm just going to do this one right over here so that I've got them all done. Now I have water glue on everything. And I just have to let these last few dry. And then I wanted to show you my oops. You set these aside. Kind of find something to set them on. But I was playing with tissue paper trying to make something that looked like stained glass windows. And so, let's see, what did I do with that now? Hold on just a second. Sorry about that. I thought I brought it out here and I didn't. So I went ahead and I took some acetate and I put some alcohol ink on it, and then I put tissue paper on it, and so it kind of looked like this. And I thought, well, that's going to be really pretty. And then my problem was, once I punched them out, so here is a heart that I punched out, because I thought, well, I can punch them out, hang them together, and kind of make little you know, little stained glass window hangers. And so here's the heart that I punched out, but after I punched it out, what happened was the tissue paper came off. But when the tissue paper came off, because it dried on this slick surface, it dried with this sheen. So it's kind of like plastic tissue paper. So I thought, well, that's really cool. So I didn't have an option but to peel them off. Now these ones, because I thought I was going to punch them in different, you know, in different places, they're all put together in just little pieces. So when I punch them out, these just touch each other. As a matter of fact, like right here, they're already not attached to each other. So they don't work well to punch out without that backing on them. So what I did was I just made some whole ones. Here's a couple of the other first ones that I made, just a circle and a butterfly. And they really look cool. So, but instead of doing it in pieces, I just took my piece of acetate and then just painted the acetate so that the tissue paper would stick to it, and then let it dry. And because of the acetate, I think you should let it dry overnight. That's what I did. I don't think that I would try and I don't think that I would try and use a heat gun, but you can try that and see what it turns out like. I mean, this was an accident in the first place, so maybe heating it with the heating tool would make it even cooler and be an even better accident. So, but what I did so that I could get some better punches is I made solid pieces. So that way, and I've got the yellow there. I'm going to put the red on top because that'll give me kind of a red on one side and kind of an orange on the other. And then I'm going to put blue up at the top so that I'll have kind of a, and I just want to make sure that that yellow piece makes good contact with the acetate, because that's what's going to make it shiny. And it only winds up shiny on the acetate side. It does not, even though this back side's got our glue on it, the back side does not wind up shiny. Now what you could do, which I just thought of, you could actually, once you're done with this part right here, get another piece of acetate and put it on top, make like a sandwich, and so then when you peeled off each side, both sides of the tissue paper would be shiny. That would be really cool. I'm going to have to try that next time. So this is what we wind up having. Whoops. And then we can just kind of rip off the edges, or just, if I would have just left it on there to dry, I wouldn't have had this problem. But that's okay, that part will just be yellow, and because those are real solid pieces, I could cut it there and have something that's part yellow and part red. And then on the other side, you know, we've got a little bit of a different color to it. So, but I just wanted to show you that. I thought that that was really cool. So if you just put some tissue paper with your water glue onto acetate, you can wind up getting this plastic tissue paper. So I'm going to clean this up real quick and then I'll be back and make some flowers. Okay, I'm back, and I just cut out 3 different size squares because I want to have a 3-layer flower, and so I just did 3 different sizes so that I can just fold them up and cut them into flowers. And I'll have 3 different sizes. Now, I don't fold these any particular way because I don't remember how to fold them any particular way. So, I never know exactly what I'm going to wind up with. But I was watching Betsy Doodle Dee make flowers, and she was just like folding them, and she was showing you how to fold them. So if you go to Betsy Doodle's channel, she shows you how to fold and cut flowers. But I just kind of fold them up and cut them out and see what they look like. The only problem is I can't really replicate that easily because I don't remember how I folded them. So sometimes my brain gets a little bit fuzzy and I don't remember exactly how I did it. But so here we go with this one, and I think that looks pretty. So there's one, and I kept saying that this is for tomorrow's video, but actually tomorrow's video is stencils for the Build Your Stash and Craft, and this video will be, or these flowers are actually going to be for next Tuesday's video. So I try and do my videos the week ahead of time so that I know that I've got it. It gives me time to get it all put together because I do them in parts. So it gets me time to add them together and to make sure that like all the parts are there and everything, and to put, you know, how you have to put your description and everything in. So I try and do them, or at least start them on the Tuesday before they actually go up. So you'll see these flowers in next week Tuesday's video. So yeah, see, and those even came out kind of alike. And I wanted to have 4 flowers, so I'm gonna just cut 3 of them right now. Well, maybe I'll just cut one of the other 2 just to show you how they turn out in the end, because we don't need this to be 5 million hours long. And I'm not doing anything particularly special. I don't really have anything to chit-chat about. I do try and like fold it back the other way, because this side never gets cut as deep as this side. So I try folding it back the other way and cutting that down a little bit. Kind of makes it a little bit more even. Now both sides are cut down about that far. And there we go. So there's the big size. And then just cut the middle size. I'm gonna do this one like a triangle, and hope that this works out. This might wind up almost too thick to cut. Ew, but we'll find out. My square wasn't totally square, and so my sides were off a bit. And then see if I can fold it this way. Yep. Try and make that side a little bit deeper. And if you don't get them all and you want to make, you can cut them once you open it up. You can just cut down into that. I'll show you what I'm talking about if I can get it opened back up. There we go. There we go. So see, this is like deeper than this is over here. So if I want to, I can always just go in there and just give that a cut, just to make it a little bit deeper. There we go. Like that. Now where I just cut it, it's a little bit deeper. So, but because they're going to be layered together, it, you know, sometimes it doesn't really matter. And then we'll do one more. And the more times that you fold it, I'm looking at that one and I remember Dee saying that, the more times you fold it, the more petals you get. So, oh, and this is a tiny flower, so this is going to be kind of hard to cut and hard to hold on to. But we'll see how this works. But yeah, if you check out Betsy Doodle's channel, she like shows you different folds and then shows you like, if you do this fold, then the flower will look like this. Uh-oh. My dryer is going to buzz in just a second and it's really annoying. And there we go. There's my little top one. And then I don't think I'm really going to necessarily worry about the V, but I'm going to put a little bit bigger cut between these just so that I can curl them a little bit. And then I'm just going to take the back side of my scissors and just curl them like this. And I'm going to do that with, I'm actually going to cut between these also. And if you curl on the back side, it makes the petals curl backwards. And curl on the front side and it makes the petals curl forward. You can also scrunch your flowers up a little bit and give them some texture that way. Sorry about the annoying dryer. You can also like pinch your flowers in half like this. And that just kind of gives them a little bit of interest also, like that. And then just kind of Open them back up a bit. And then what I like to do is this is just my mouse pad, and I just like to take my pen and just kind of curl around in the middle, or push around in the middle, and that kind of makes that flower stand up a little bit. Like that. And there we go. And then just find whichever way you like them as far as order goes, and then you can glue them together, and voila, you've got a pretty flower with your own painted papers and your water glue. And I have, out of those envelopes that I made, I have all of these pieces left. So I'll wind up just putting my big papers in I'll make a folder for them out of a cereal box, and then all my little pieces will go in my accordion file folder so that I have them for another time. And then I'm going to make some more flowers for next Tuesday's video. Thank you all very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.